Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and blessings be upon you guys. So, the previous video, I've done two tutorials now. So the first one is almost like a brief introduction to a base understanding of how to approach the nasheeds. And I'm really much, like I said, I'm really much focusing on the background tracks, not necessarily the lyrics. Followed by, so the second tutorial was a very basic nasheed, which I did. And this one is going to be a little bit more complex. So the first one was more like do 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 do. That's how it was going. This one in particular is one which I based off an inspiration of how I needed to be more aware of the things that I do. So and I'd started off as I need a watch, I need a watch, and that's how it was going anyways. So I decided to make a background track to that. So this is how I approached it. Anyways, okay, cool. So when I was recording, when I was thinking about it, the first thing which I wanted to kind of like address, I'm like, how am I gonna? Because that sounds like a chorus. I need a watch. I need a watch. I was like, do 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 do. That sounds more like an introduction. But I was like, okay, I want. And I started to say, it started to have a bit more of a jazzy vibe to it. So I was like, okay, fine. Let me think of a real good start. So I was like. And I wanted to start with like some sort of like BT vibe, beatboxing type vibe. I was like, okay, fine, let's do this one. This was the first one which if I recall properly, I recorded. Once again, I will take off the plugins so I can explain later how I use them. So I said I'm gonna do this. That's how I was going about it. So I said, okay, fine, let me record that. So yeah, I realized that the screen wasn't recording, so I had to do this part again. Anyways, let's go back to the beginning. The first thing that I did, as you can see here, is the do 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 do. That's how I decided to approach it. So get the basic vocal part into it. As you can see over here, I put the volume down. Let's listen to it. As you can hear, there's a lot of like steps. Do 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 do. Right. So what I decided to do, I said, look, I'm not so great. So I put a waves plugin to make sure that I hit the notes. Do 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 do. And so I said, okay, fine. Let me add in some reverb into it so I don't sound so strict. Some compressors. I said in this compressor I don't want it to sound so different in volumes, but I said I need some bass volume level. I didn't do too much EQ, and I said to myself I'm going to do EQ mainly at the end so I can separate the voices better. And the saturation, I have a thin voice, so I said I'm gonna make my voice a bit thicker, and this is what saturation does, makes your voice a bit thicker. And this is how it sounds with the isotope plugin. You can hear there's a bit of echoey type thing because of the reverb. It's like the Quran effect. My voice sounds thicker. It also the level sounds a lot more level, and that's what I wanted. And then I said I'm gonna, you know what? I don't want it to sound so voicey. I want the low parts of my voice to stand out a lot more and cut out the high parts of my voice. So I put this more filter, which helps emphasize on the low parts of my voice, and this is how it sounds like. The volume went lower, however, you can hear more of the lower parts of my voice. That's more pronounced. And this last plugin brought a little bit more life to me. So I'm gonna play about this more fun. So this is on. This is off. On, off. Just so you understand. And then, so I said, okay, I'm gonna keep that on, but I want a little bit more life with it on. So I said, I'll put this filter in Mix Central. And that's how I had it. And then I decided to put another 3 in there. And with those 3, it has a little bit more of thicker feeling to it, rather than just having 1. Anyways, this is what I introduced. Anyways, yeah, so that's how I went about it. So I said, okay, fine, that's bass. I need to add to this. What am I going to do to add to this? So I said, okay, fine, let me check out what I did. Okay, so I'm going to add some, I'm going to start saying, so I slowly introduce my chorus. I'm going to be like, do 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 do. That's what I'm going to do. So it's going to and then I'm going to add the do-dos. Once again, I'm not going to go through the plugins, but they're there. I put a little bit more EQ, mainly on this EQ. I use this. Because I have a lot of low in my voice, so I always bring this one down, and the ends down. But once again, at the end of recording all of the vocals that I need, I go deep into the EQ. Let's listen to it with this. It's gonna come in. Okay, cool. So we got them two. We got the doo-doos. I'm sure I had a few more things that I do. I decided to add a little bit onto some beatboxing. So I says, okay, fine, what can I do? And then just to make it sound a little bit more alive, a little bit more rusty, a little bit more feisty, can I say? So what I did is I recorded actually 2 sounds, and the recording is actually here. These are the sounds, as you can see here. Listen, that's me going, and this one, me going. These are all different voices which I did. And I says, okay, I'm going to record them, and then I would select the track, drag and paste it on one of these, and then I don't know why it's not playing, but normally what would happen is when you click one of these, it will make the noise. Yeah, it will make the noise. I think it's not playing because I did not plug it into the audio output which I'm using for recording the screen. Nevertheless, these noises that you heard here are the same noises that are here. So I decided to do that, and instead of me just holding a mic and always being like or whatever noise I'm making, I decided just to put it there so it sounds very similar, and I'll press a key every time I want it to be played. So this is what it sounds like. As you can see, I played a lot with the EQ. I took a lot of the low ends out, and added a lot of plugins. Mainly for the, like I said, I'll mainly use reverb, the EQing, and more filters to hold, basically just for my voice. Just simple as a shine. Anyways, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 tracks out there. And how else did I build upon this? I decided to okay, cool. So this is what I added in next. I added in this is a plugin once again. when I click the edit instrument. These are basically pre-recorded voices that people use in order to what can I say? Just that you can just press keys really and get the different tone levels. So as you can hear there, it's like an area R. As you can see here, area R. It's a guy and with different. So the higher you go up the keyboard, the higher the pitch is. The lower you go, the deeper sounds. So as you can hear that. So what happens is I decided to know what the keys that I was singing in myself. So I said I'm going to replicate that. So I did that, and this is what it sounds like. Okay. And that's how it goes. Okay. It's glitching a little bit. I don't know why. Hopefully it will be okay. Anyways, but that's what I decided to do. And then from that very next moment, I also continued and decided to do the same thing again, but with different voices. And these were the voices which I used. Yeah. Okay, guys, I apologize. I realized that my screen wasn't recording throughout by trying to take you step by step for how I make my nasheeds. And so yeah, so I kind of like continued, and when I realized it wasn't recording, it was too late. So I'm gonna kind of like go off. I'm gonna do a summary of the things which I went through, and kind of like show that. Okay, fine. So basically, this is what's been happening. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different tracks consisting of different sounds. So we'll start from the top, which the first one here is basically kind of like the beatboxing. I'm going you can hear it. Listen. And then these three tracks is me going, and then I decide to put these doo-doos on the like that. As you can see, I'm taking step by step and getting towards a clearer, not only just clearer, but a more complete, more full sound. So I'm adding and adding and adding to make it more full. And then I have this voice here. I don't know if I ended up demonstrating before, but this is a plugin which I use, which is basically pre-recorded voices, and they'll make different noises, and then you kind of like fit out on how high their pitch and how low their pitch is. So this is like an area R, which is going You can put as high or as low as you want, but you'll hear it now. And that's how it goes. And then I add extra sounds, which is the same plugin, but it's another person's voice going. And that's how it does. You can hear. And you can see how I slowly build up to it. I then actually add a little bit more. So these three audio tracks here, let's see what they are. I'll solo them. Okay, I'm quite out of tune. as you can see, this one is just you can see it's quite reverby. So let's see what it sounds like with everything. At least this is the intro. So it's starting to sound nice. As you can see, it's very, very, very full. It goes straight into the verse. I only have basically 4 tracks here on the start of the verse. It's me saying and then this one, which is a high area voice, and it's also my voice here, ooh, and it's also the cha 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 cha, and then the see, but then I start to add more later. This is kind of like the, but as you can see, I mute some parts of it, so it just goes and it goes like that. Yeah, yeah, and then I get the lower voice there back in, as you can hear. And then I take the offs, and it's just these 5 now. Then I put the do back in. And then I almost put everything back in for the chorus. And this is when it makes sense. When I was saying, that's the sound very similar to what was in my head when I was saying, I need a watch, I need a watch, as you will hear. I need a watch, I need a watch, I need a watch. If it wasn't glitching, I don't even know what's the problem with the laptop now. And that's how I go about it in this particular case, and that's what I kind of like into it. Naturally, obviously, I got a bunch of tracks that you can always see here, which I just disabled, which were trial and errors. There's always a certain amount of trial and errors throughout all of this, and it might take time, and you might have to be very, very, very patient while you're doing it. But at the end, it makes you happy when it comes through. And yeah, so anything that I missed out, yes, so it's about really just adding sounds on sounds on sounds. It's not just as easy as just adding. You kind of like need to know as well. You need a certain amount of intuition, and there are certain rules that you have to kind of like apply. So like 4 beats per minute, if you want to go around that, have certain base knowledge of how general music is constructed, so you know, like a sound will come back every few beats. So it'll be like and it will work like that. So you replicate that in how you structure your nasheeds. And anyways, I will leave it at that as to how I do my nasheeds. And yes, any questions, please put it in the link. Any questions, put it in the comment section down below. And barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.